Hi everyone, this is Chris of FoolzEvolution, and this is the third episode of the 5-minute Excuse Destroyer series. And today I'm going to talk to you about one excuse that has been holding me back probably since I have been about this size. You cannot see this size, but it's like 3 years old, 4 years old. And we all know it. I'm gonna do it later. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. And you could also... Many times we actually say something more like, I'm gonna do it when the children are out of the house. I'm gonna do it when I finished my studies, when the economical situation is better, or something along those lines. It's actually all the same thing, I believe. And we have had so many times in my case to actually ingrain this kind of procrastinating attitude in ourselves, and it's natural because when you're like 4 years old, then you do not know that you're actually severely sabotaging yourself when you're like saying stuff like, I'm gonna do it later, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, etc, etc. Instead, all you can understand and that you see is that there's like some ridiculous, unfair outside world of grown-ups that try to impose these completely nonsensical tasks on you, and that you have no interest in, that you don't see the sense in. And so, of course, you come up with strategies to evade those tasks. I certainly did, and one of the best strategies that I ever came across was to say, I'm gonna do it later. And of course, at some point, sooner or later, my mom would come in and kick my ass and make me clean up my room, make me bring up the garbage or whatever else I had to do. But this habit of putting off those tasks that seem somehow daunting and uncomfortable has already become ingrained. And then once you reach your 20s or later, and you actually start pursuing your own dreams and passions, then there's no mommy anymore that can kick your ass and make you do what you need to do, make you do what you want to do. So this is actually pretty shitty. Saying I'm gonna do it later is one of the best ways to fuck yourself over, especially if you start to have it as a habit. So what can you do? First, you need to understand that when you say I'm gonna do it later, you do not want to say I'm gonna do it later. What you're really saying is, right now I do not feel like doing it, so I'm gonna wait until the time comes that I feel like doing it. But you have to understand, this time will never come. For most tasks, even the tasks that I do daily, things that I love to do, like writing, like meditation, like doing CrossFit, I never feel like doing them. Never before I actually do it. I always have to make myself do it. And this is the same thing for almost everything. Even the things that you love most. It's never going to feel like that you have like this burning desire that comes from within, like this feeling for ice cream. And suddenly you just feel like ice cream. Yeah, it's very easy to want ice cream and to go get ice cream. But for most other stuff, especially creative things, and it's not that lightning's going to strike and somehow you're going to feel compelled from the inside to just do it. It's never going to come. However, the good news is that as soon as you started, as soon as you actually started to do what you wanted to do, as soon as you start doing that and keep going a little bit, you will actually get into it. And your brain is starting to get on your side, and you will become so focused and immersed. It's sometimes called the flow state of working, whatever. And you're going to feel very good. And you have to keep this in mind and then just ignore your pity, silly little feelings of what you like to do right now, because then you're never going to do anything. At least I would never be doing anything. And instead just do it. And if you have big trouble with that, this is like my last tip: start small. Like one of the best things you can actually do to ingrain some kind of counter habit into yourself is, for instance, to always clean up after yourself immediately. Don't put it off. Like clean up the desk, clean up your dishes immediately. It usually takes just like half a minute, 1 minute, and you set something in motion then that will actually carry over to all your other tasks. This is it from me. I hope you enjoyed this little video, and I'm almost on time, I believe. Yes. And if you liked it, as always, subscribe, comment, tell me of your experiences with procrastination, with saying I'm gonna do it later. How did you overcome that? I'm very curious about that. If nothing else, visit the blog and never forget, be foolicious.